Former billionaire Chuck Feeney has given away over 99% of his $6.3 billion to help underprivileged kids go to college. He is now worth $2 million. Hey, Bezos, I got someone I want you to meet. What's up, sexy? I'm Lexi, and welcome back to EmKay. Today is a new one for me, and for the channel, in the form of r/dang that is interesting. Let's get started. In 2017, a baby was born in China 4 years after his parents died in a car crash. His grandparents fought a lengthy legal battle, which allowed them to use the couple's embryos, which had been frozen in liquid nitrogen. The baby was born to a surrogate mother, and after his birth, all 4 grandparents took a DNA test to prove that the baby was indeed their grandson. That's really cool, but also raises all sorts of weird ethical questions about like preserving bloodlines and stuff. Science is amazing and horrifying. The Yulon magnolia blossoms appear to look like little birds. Oh my god, I thought that was actually a bird. For 2 seconds, that's amazing. Why do plants know how birds look like? I'm afraid. The plants have eyes. Please stop depicting blobfish like this. I'm in unimaginable pain mood. This is not cute or silly. This is the disfigured corpse of an animal whose tissues have exploded due to rapid pressure change from surfacing. Instead, try depicting them like this. Oh, much better. Cycrolutes, the proper name for blobfish, look like this in their natural habitat, deep in the sea, happy, handsome, and alive. I appreciate the intent behind this, and the science behind it is actually really cool. But I mean, also, people are just allowed to find specific things cute or silly. Welcome to the internet. 2 volunteers in India give lessons to poor children under the bridge for free. Actual freaking heroes. And I will hear no arguments to the contrary. A man named Chen Si spends every weekend of his life at the, oh no, I'm gonna mispronounce this, Nanjing Yangtze River Bridge, the world's #1 suicide site, and saves people from jumping. He has saved more than 321 people from killing themselves. Again, actual freaking hero. And I will hear no arguments to the contrary. Bus drivers in Japan went on a strike, but continued to drive their routes while refusing to take fees from passengers. So keeping Japan on time, but costing the bus companies gas on top of lost revenue. Ooh, that's really smart. I like that. Things from the past, where the terms uppercase and lowercase came from the early days of the printing press. I did actually know this. Printing presses were freaking amazing. If you ever have the time, go down a YouTube rabbit hole about the printing press. It's really neat. My lastest sandcastle. I'm not sure if this is your latest or your last, but if it's your last, this is a fitting finale to an amazing skilled career. If it's your latest, I look forward to your future work. Before and after of a man who walked across China for a year. That's just ridiculously impressive. This is stuff I could never do. Population density of the USA. Yep. People don't realize just how large the US is. Also, it would very much like a house out in the middle of like that giant space anywhere. There is a festival in Nepal that dedicates an entire day to thank dogs for their friendship and loyalty. Why don't we have this in the US? It is absolutely unacceptable. We need this. Also, I know this isn't what's happening, but it looks like he's sprinkling the dog with shredded cheese and the dog's just like, yes. Someone punched a wall in the men's toilets and staff decided to frame it. Fragile masculinity. Artist unknown 2018. Clearly the artist had a great passion for his work. What's something that seems obvious within your profession, but the general public seems to misunderstand? That $35 that scientific journals charge you to read a paper goes 100% to the publisher and 0% to the authors. If you just email us to ask for papers, we are allowed to send them to you for free, and we will be genuinely delighted to do so. That's actually really cool. I had no idea that was a thing. In the 20 years before Einstein died, he almost never accepted invitations to speak at universities. In 1946, he broke his self-imposed rule to give an address and accept an honorary degree from a small, traditionally black university, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. At Lincoln University, he declared, "The separation of the races is not a disease of colored people, but a disease of white people. I do not intend to be quiet about it." Down below, Albert Einstein teaches a physics class to young black men, 1946. Wise freaking words. And that just makes him even more of an amazing human. 35-minute time exposure of illegal fireworks being set off in Los Angeles. This is a really cool picture, but I live in New York City, so my appreciation for illegal fireworks is thin. Gorgeous photo though. My dad is a house painter and recently started framing leftover paint from the inside of work buckets. He calls it bucket art, but we're from Maine. I hope you guys think it's as interesting as I do. That is actually really cool. You get some, truly random patterns out of that. Well done, OP's dad. Thomas Jefferson's 6th great-grandson recreates his photo. I love it. I want to see these for all the founding fathers. A father designs a headstone for his wheelchair-bound son, depicting him free of his earthly burdens. Aww, that's so sweet. Daft Punk performing helmetless in 1993. Oh no, the magic is lost. This photo was released and they broke up. That's why it happened. They actually look pretty rad. This is what an illegally taken picture from one of the Great Pyramids looks like. I didn't know it was illegal to take pictures of the pyramids from certain angles? It's kind of fascinating to see though. Age 15, age 17. Practice is a hell of a drug. In a small town in County Cork, Ireland, a monument stands in appreciation to the American Choctaw Indian tribe. Although impoverished, shortly after being forced to walk the Trail of Tears, the tribe somehow gathered $170 to send to Ireland for famine relief in 1847. I didn't even know that. Why are they teaching this in US schools? Juan Catalan spent nearly 6 months in jail for the murder of a teenage girl until his lawyer found unused footage from HBO's Curb Your Enthusiasm that proved he'd been at a Dodgers game with his 6-year-old daughter. This is horrifying. Amazing work on the part of the lawyer. Horrifying that we put an innocent guy away for 6 months, and some have been away for much longer. I just found out how koalas are weighed, and it's just the cutest thing ever. It's adorable. No Name is the gem of Canada. Every product is so unbelievably ominous, I really laugh my ass off every time I go shopping. Cola, cocoa, apple beverage, mayonnaise. In 2017, Glenn Rains ran the Boston Marathon, 26.22 miles or 42.195 kilometers, dressed in nothing but a faux fur loincloth and a necklace made of human and animal bones. And yes, he was barefoot. Instantly dubbed the caveman by fellow runners, Rains finished in a respectable 3 hours, 40 minutes, and 43 seconds. He trained for over a year to toughen his feet and allow time for his hair to grow out. When asked why he did it, he replied that he just wanted to remind people that expensive running shoes and high-tech athletic clothing are nice to have, but are not as important as a balanced diet and determination. And also that, hey, it was fun. You and I have very different definitions of the word fun, but well freaking done. Cleft lip and cleft palate, 2-week surgery. I assume this is 2 weeks after surgery, but he's doing so good. The longest road in the world that a person can walk on. Holy crap, 4,492 hours? That's 187 days. That's half a freaking year. This is nearly impossible to narrate, but we'll just scroll these past so you can see every single one of them because they are all magical. Also, I don't usually feel old, but I feel old right now. Never too late. Well freaking done. Train with Joan, that looks like the handle. Joan, you were an absolute badass. In the 1930s, a flute player had a pet lyrebird that mimicked his music. He later released it into the wild. Fragments of the flute player's music were passed down by generations of lyrebirds and are still present in their songs today. That's some amazing butterfly effect stuff right there. You could theoretically send a message through generations encoded in song. That's so cool. I spent 2 years and 18 hours of exposure time to capture the Crescent Nebula. Whoa! I've been a photo geek since I was in high school, but I still have no idea how you did this. This is amazing. There's a banyan tree in Pakistan that has been chained and officially arrested since 1898. This happened when James Squid, a British officer, thought the tree was moving towards him after drinking alcohol. Stop, tree! Expanding the space, stretching the space vertically, closing the space, these are really cool. Highlighting the wall, decreasing the space, elongating the space. It's weird how these actually work. Stretching the space horizontally, bringing the ceiling down, and shortening the space. That's crazy. That's some real estate photographer magic. Magic carpets. The art of fake Ahmed's melted and pixelated rugs, where pieces sell for upwards of $15,000. Typically, they begin as a classic pattern that encounters an obstacle or glitch, a sort of technical meltdown. You're selling actual textile glitch art. That is so cool. That is amazing. I want one. In the early years of spaceflight, both Russians and Americans used pencils in space. Unfortunately, pencil lead is made of graphite, a highly conductive material. Snapped graphite leads and particles in zero gravity are hugely problematic, as they will get sucked into air ventilators or electronic equipment, easily causing shorts or fires in the pure oxygen environment of a capsule. After the fire in Apollo 1, which killed all the astronauts on board, NASA required a writing instrument that wasn't a fire hazard. Fisher spent over $1 million of his own money creating a pressurized ballpoint pen, which NASA bought at $2.95 each. The Russian space program also switched over from pencils shortly after. 40 years later, snide morons on the internet still snigger about it, because snide morons on the internet never know what they're talking about. I actually knew about this as a kid because I was and still am a NASA geek, and I was really excited to get a Fisher Space Pen one year for a birthday present. And yes, pencils aren't the best tool sometimes, they just aren't. Lala, an injured king penguin, was nursed back to health in Japan. He refused to leave his caregivers, so they adopted him and gave him an air-conditioned room in their house. He would explore the neighborhood, receive fish from the store, and lived with the family for 10 years before dying of old age in 1996. Oh my god, that's adorable. Oh, that's so cute! This is what Tokyo, the largest city on Earth, looks like from a plane. I want to explore it. I'm not really somebody who likes to travel because I hate losing stuff, but I want to explore this now. In 1956, after losing a bet at a bar, Thomas Fitzpatrick successfully stole a plane from the airport and landed it in front of the bar. Then, 2 years later, he did it again after a man didn't believe he had done it the first time. Such a freaking mad lad. Scientists have managed to revive a plant from the in their vials. This guy is 32,000 years old. No. This is really cool. I'm really impressed by it, but 2020 was bad enough. Put that plant back where you found it. The orgone accumulator was a device sold in the 1950s. Its inventor claimed it allowed a person sitting inside to attract orgone or orgon, a massless healing energy. When the FDA was investigating the device, they noted that one purchaser, a college professor, knew it was a phony, but found it helpful because his wife sat quietly in it for 4 hours every day. Oh no! This sashimi roll. That's amazingly precise. I have no words. That's oddly satisfying. This belongs in oddly satisfying too. Complete ancient Rome replica, 36 years in the making. Holy crap. My hands hurt just thinking about that. That's insane. This should basically be the law at all ruins. Kruševac fortress in Serbia with a window to its glorious past. Yes. Sometimes you have no idea what you're looking at. It just looks like some crumbled rocks and you don't know where everything was before. This is magnificent. This is the closest photo of Saturn ever taken. I had no idea there was like a nearly hexagonal shape up there. That is rad. Chicago public school teacher Dwayne Reed, whose wife is 8 months pregnant with their first child, requested to work from home to minimize his COVID risk. His school district said no, so Reed's teaching remotely from right outside his school. Half of this subreddit is just like unsung heroes. That's really what it is. Also, shame on you, Chicago Public School Board. Jim Thorpe, the legendary Native American athlete, had his shoes stolen just before he was about to compete in the Olympics. He found a mismatched pair of shoes in the trash can and went on to win a gold medal wearing them. He was also the first Native American to win a gold medal for the United States. Holy crap. Again, just unsung heroes. Just people achieving extraordinary things. This is more than interesting. This is amazing. Ridiculously amazing. Genetics is so cool. My parents always told me I looked like my dad's mom, but I never got to meet her before she passed away. On the right is my grandmother holding my dad, and left is me holding my son, taken exactly 63 years apart. Haha. Oh, that is really cool. I love it. Girl came into my work and after a bit of conversation, showed me that she had 6 fingers on each hand. This isn't photoshopped. This is an actual photo of a customer who came into the phone store I work at in Summerville, South Carolina. Whoa, I want 6 fingers on each hand. That sounds awesome. The 1966 North Dakota blizzard. Holy. they do have something in North Dakota. Snow. Difference between orange suit and white suit? Did you ever wonder why astronauts sometimes wear orange suits and sometimes white? The orange-colored Advanced Crew Escape Suit, ACES, is the Space Shuttle Ascent and Entry suit. This particular color is highly visible against any kind of landscape, especially in the sea. The white-colored ones are the bulkier extravehicular activity, EVA suits. This is because white reflects the strong heat of the sun and is easily visible against the black expanse of space. Nerd me often wondered how much heat like the little US patch and the mission patch soak up. Just me. What orthognathic surgery can do. Oh, I probably butchered that, but that is impressive. I'm guessing the jaw doesn't come forward enough or something. That's really cool. Cistercian monks made this numeral system in the 13th century. A single symbol could represent numbers up to 9,999. They were used for years. Divisions of texts, the numbering of notes and other lists, indices and concordances, arguments and Easter tablets, and even for musical notation. This seems incredibly useful. I'm really surprised we don't use it now. Turning a dead tree into a small free library that looks like something straight out of a fairy tale. Oh, that's so cute. It's adorable. I absolutely love it. D-Day veterans sitting across from their younger selves in the same plane which dropped them into Normandy in 1944. Whoa. That is wild. With schools closed, SBCSC buses equipped with free Wi-Fi will be parked throughout city neighborhoods for families that don't have access at home. But did you know? SB schools have been doing this throughout the entire year on evenings and weekends. This is another innovative way that SB public schools have been assisting those working families who need it the most. Great job and thank you. Again, unsung heroes. I don't even know if that's a subreddit, but this is exactly what this is. These are two different prisoners, Will West on the left and William West on the right. They lived about 100 years ago, were not related, and did not know each other, but they are part of the reason that fingerprint recognition was brought in. Oh, yeah, I'm glad we found a more reliable unique identifier. Scientists believe that a function of a zebra's stripes is to deter insects. So a team of researchers painted black and white stripes on several cows and discovered that it reduced the number of biting flies landing on the cows by more than 50%. Oh my god, I'm about to paint my entire house black and white stripes. My biggest problem with nature is bugs. An original Zippo of the war in Vietnam. Vietnam, Saigon, 68 to 69. Too young to vote, but not to die. Too young to love, but too old to cry. This is both beautiful and wildly depressing. And that brings us to the end of r/dang that was interesting. It certainly lived up to its name. It's a weird one, but definitely had some cool nuggets in there. As always, to wrap things up, we have some lovely fan art to show you. Today's fan art is brought to you by Maximum Succotash 1059, and they say, Lexi Kitty art. Aw, that's me. I have a tiny crown. I am happy. Thank you so much for that lovely art, Maximum Succotash 1059. And if you found any of these posts interesting, hit that like button. If you want more nifty facts in your subscriptions feed, hit that red subscribe button. As always, my name is the Lexi Kitty, but y'all can call me Lexi. Have an absolutely victorious day tomorrow. Stay safe, stay awesome, make more stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. And that brings us to the end of r/dang that was interesting. Some tasty little nuggets, but mostly heroes in that collection. If you were inspired by any of these posts, hit that like button. And if you want more nifty facts in your subscriptions feed, hit that red subscribe button. As always, my name is the Lexi Kitty, but y'all can call me Lexi. Have an